And we are back for another live episode of the Kingdom. We got all three boys here tonight, first time in a very long time. If you're in the chat, make sure to say hi, let us know where you're watching from. And we would like to welcome all of our viewers, whether live or recorded, from our beautiful country of Canada, from Manitoba to Saskatchewan to Alberta, BC, on the Rock, and maybe Bryce in Thailand. Too soon to say. We're going to get things going here, though. Drums is back for his intro, and we shall see you in 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. As per usual, my name is Drums, and I am joined by the brothers behind Kngdom, Regan and Jordan. As we always do, but this time we're sending them up north to our boy Reg. See what's going on up in D-Town. How's it going, buddy?
Drumsy, I can't really say it's been the usual. I mean, we haven't really had this exact combination for about 6 weeks here.
Very true.
Youth throwing it over to me, so it doesn't feel all that usual anymore. But no, things are good up in the north. Got a virtual round in with Drummy and Dal and Robbie on the weekend and played like shit, but it was a fun night. Yeah, honestly, things, the weather, the days are starting to get longer. Just puts a guy in a good mood. I got 3 beers tonight. I'm feeling good. Last week I had a tough time choking down.
Feeling it.
So. Yeah, and I'm actually relocated because Easton's doing her course upstairs, so I moved down. So if need be, I'm actually sitting at the bar right now, so
Oh,
I can get a few more.
fully loaded. Hey, boy. Jor, how's things over in Rossman?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gents. Things are good. Things are really good. I feel like I had a ton of things to say in my mind, but it's going blank right now. That's usually what happens when we're live. But I will start by saying I'm on the whiskeys tonight. I have a whiskey. I have a whiskey Caesar right here, and I got a backup whiskey.
Did we try this before?
We've tried this before. It went really well, I thought, personally.
Yeah.
I did
Makes
not
one
get
of us.
Reggie's background actually looks really good. We're glad to have Drums back. Unfortunately, I did have to miss the virtual golf on Friday night. Hoping to get there sometime this weekend, though, either Friday or Saturday. Should probably book that, actually, now that I think about it. But Reggie, it sounds like we've been challenged by the Prairie Golf Company to a match virtually, so hopefully you can sharpen up those skills. Apparently, Derek Falloon has a nice little setup in his garage with a simulator in there. So Jay sent a message to us challenging us to a match. Rigo's a little hesitant, though. He says that his game virtually isn't great, so he doesn't want to be embarrassed, but we'll see. Hopefully sometime in the next month or two we can get out to Russell and take on the Prairie Golf Company crew. I think that'd be pretty fun. But we're also looking for a golf simulator to do a live podcast from, and we got some really good suggestions actually from Manitoba and Saskatchewan, so we're gonna have to explore that a little bit. I think it'd be a really cool episode to just kind of, it wouldn't be really much of an episode. I think we'd just kind of set up the camera, golf, and do a little bit of chat and chirp each other as usual and have a couple beers. So see how things go. But tonight we got a show because we got the PGA. What is it called? The PGA show?
Product? I don't know.
Product show?
I think it's
happening this week. What is it, Drums?
Yeah, I think it is just a product show. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's happening this week, and we're going to be talking about some products that we think impacted from the past, our favorite products of the present, and some future products that we're looking forward to in the coming years, whether they're actually invented or not, or if we want them to be invented. So we're hoping to get some good feedback in the chat as well for some products that maybe you guys have heard of before, and we can kind of look them up. We're going to be more of an interactive show tonight, I think. We got some sharing of the screens happening just to give a little bit more visual and make things a little bit better for the live viewers. Unfortunately, if you're listening to this on the podcast, it won't be as exciting, but you can always check out the YouTube show afterwards. So that's what I got. Drums, it's good to see you. Luca's birthday was on the weekend, or belated birthday, I guess. And how you doing, buddy?
So good, man. We had a birthday party on Saturday, so a bunch of screaming kids for a couple hours. It was a good time. Only one little guy took a pretty decent tumble and banged his head, but other than that, everybody came up unscathed. Luca participated for maybe 20 minutes at the end. The rest of the time, he was a little pouty. So 2-year-old shit, apparently. And we're at 2 now, and it is creeping into that terrible 2 scenario every now and then. So it's honestly like he's got split personality, because he'll be happy as hell 1 second, and then you look at him wrong, and it's just a complete knockdown. So we're having fun with that as we keep going through it. We got a nice little hike in the hills on the weekend. We did hit the sim on Friday night. I'm with you, Reggie. It was a little piss poor performance all around. I'm gonna blame 95% of it on the simulator, just so it's not all on me.
Was it windy in there or what?
It was very windy. Snap hooks were on sale for everybody. It was crazy. Like every shot was just a snap hook. So I kind of think something was off. The guys before us said that they kept having to calibrate it, and I'm thinking that's why. So, but no, it was fun. It took a while to get how many holes did we get? 10?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, we only got 10 holes.
Which would be pretty close to real life.
Oh, 10 hours or 2 hours, I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
No putting.
Like once you get drinking and bullshitting and stuff. So, yeah. No, it was awesome.
Telling stories instead of hitting. I'm guilty for that at the sim. But
yeah,
not really there for the golf.
True.
Haven't seen you guys for a while, so it was good. It was a good night.
And then we ended up at Joe's, and it sounds like that's going to be a place to be in a few months.
In the summer. The patio.
Yeah, it's going to have a simulator there?
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what?
Who told us that?
Was it the bartender or the waitress?
Bartender, maybe? Yeah, somebody. Yeah, I think it was the waitress, actually. She was actually the waitress at the King Cup. Like that came out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of the redhead sisters.
Yeah. Precisely.
Those two are a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun at the tournament, I think. Hopefully they'll be back for 2023. Speaking of that, we got the early bird deadline in 6 days now. I think we have 6, 7, 8 teams now. I haven't checked in about 5 hours now, but the teams are rolling in. I made a post today saying that we have more teams in January 2023 than we had in June 2022, which is really good. I think that's going to be a pretty good sign of things to come this year. And some new teams too, which is good, which is what we want. We've had a lot of repeat customers at the King Cup, and so it's nice to see a few new teams in there, including our buddy Roscoe from the Shanks upcoming driving range. He's got a team in there. He had to miss last year. He was originally signed up to play, and then he realized that the Burke Cup was the same day, and he was their team was defending champs, so he had to bail on the King Cup and go to that. But they must have lost last year, and they're coming to the King Cup, so they'll be a force to be reckoned with, I think, this year.
Heavy favorites already.
If you're interested in signing up, just check out the Instagram. All the information's on there. The registration's very easy. Got to send an e-transfer, and you get about $50 off for the team registration, and you get some Bitcoin as well. So we've definitely been utilizing the Bitcoin. It's been tying into things nicely here, getting a lot of new Bitcoiners out of this community. And I think it's only just the beginning. So, Reggie, what do you got for housekeeping? By the way, Trev's in the house. Good to see you, Trev. He said the Wheat City TrackMan is a little bit uncalibrated, I guess you'd say. So you're not alone.
Well, then Rob hit it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, all of a sudden, wires came fucking flying out of the ceiling. It was wild.
Was his crazy swing got it or what? Hopefully Rob's in the chat tonight.
I don't think that happened.
I think it was follow through, and it just hit like they had like an extension cord that runs across, and it hit the extension cord. And
Oh yeah. Well, he's pretty tall.
Okay, so
Reggie, what do we got? I got a few as well. So kick us off here. AC's playing.
yeah, he's playing.
Big
It looks
Live.
like it is tonight at 10:20 tonight.
Oh,
So I thought I was gonna have an early bedtime, but I might stay up and track that. That's what I
So
got for Cockerill.
apparently they've got some weather issues over there where they're not allowing patrons, at least for
Really?
tomorrow or today, whatever you want to call it. I might have read something wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that on one of them.
They're flying
But I think it's like a
tees?
dust storm or something like that. I don't know.
that sounds.
I
That
hate
sounds
when
about
you
accurate.
you see you're scrolling through Twitter and you see something that you want to like get into, but maybe you don't have the time. I always forget to like it or
Yeah, I always
save it.
screenshot it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys what you do for that because I've started. I have a phone that's strictly dedicated to King Golf stuff, and so it's still hooked up to my old number. It's just running off of the Wi-Fi, and so I always send text back and forth to myself with links or screenshots or just at 2 in the morning when I can't sleep, I send 10 stories long into myself, and that's how I kind of do it. I just think it's. But there are times where I just like do it so much that I never get back to
Mm-hmm.
what I actually want to look at. So I don't know if there's a real good
Right.
way to do that. I haven't figured it out yet, but
Yeah, it's rare for me to go back and look at everything, but I screenshot it just in case, and I try to like it too if it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
That way, it's easy to go back and look at your likes.
yeah, right. What I've kind of started doing is like every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll just scroll through that chat to basically see where I was at last. And if there's anything really important, I put it on a notebook, and just the process of writing it down kind of just like sparks it again in my head. And if I want to explore, then that's when usually I do that. And then nothing really gets lost, but it's still not a perfect system. And I wish I had a better way to do it, but that's what we got.
We got the farmers on right now. It actually started today for some reason. I'm not sure why. If is it a holiday in the States or something this weekend? This Monday?
I don't think so.
It started today?
Oh, you know what? I bet you it is because football's on maybe on Sunday. Would they do that?
Oh, weird.
I don't know. It
remember
started today
doing
because the first round's over. I know. So it's at Torrey Pines there. Sick layout. Probably be watching that Saturday afternoon just to watch that course again. What else? I bet on as per Lance, as we mentioned on a previous podcast, I bet on the putting champ this past weekend going into the round on Sunday. And he actually made a hell of a run, Taylor Montgomery. He was within
Crazy.
one with 2 holes left and shanked it on 17. So I could have actually, before he hit that shot on 17, he actually had a putt on 16, an 8-footer. And if he would have made that, I was going to cash out. Like it probably would have been over $100, maybe $150. And he missed it. And then I was like, the cash out went down to like $80. And I was like, I wonder if I should take it. I don't know if Rom's losing. And then I was like, I'll let it ride. And then he shanked into the water on 17. And I was just like, oh, like dead off the hosel. It was just like
Straight shank.
Oh, like an actual shank. Yeah. It was like kind of a partial island green. And he shanked it. Yeah. Straight off.
So
What
Rombo
do you
with
say
another win already, eh?
Yeah. Nuts.
The last summer I had 2 rounds in a row, I think, where I shanked probably 5 or 6 balls during the round, and it is not a good place to be. And I don't know how that
Worst feeling in
happens.
the world.
It's usually I find when I'm standing too close to the ball, that's when I do it. But once you do it once, it's pretty hard to shake from your brain.
Oh, yeah. Just start toe hook and everything, trying to avoid the hosel.
It's actually a really
Well,
scary
yeah. Well, golf is so
feeling.
mental that once you do it once, you don't even think about it the whole season, and then you do it once, you're like, oh God, I'm going to do it every shot now. Because it's like, it's almost
so
ingrained in your head.
embarrassing when it happens.
But it's almost ingrained in your
Oh,
head
super
too that
embarrassing.
you get the shank. So it's like, you know what I mean? And it's so
Yeah.
mental that you think you're going to have them
Right.
forever.
Right. So if you have one, you think that because
Yeah.
of what your brain tells you, it's probably going to happen again. And then you just basically fulfill that.
Yeah. 100%.
Just start dripping sweat too. It's just like terrible feeling.
Hey, Jordan, did I send you a video. Like I know I sent you some videos of Arizona, but did I send you the one of the Allen Green that we played?
I don't recall if you did.
Or did I talk about it on here?
No. See the
So
drums?
we actually played a course. It was the last course we played. I remember the name now. It was called Post and Butte, and that was the course we played on. Whatever it was, the last course, and hole 17 was actually an Allen Green, like a legitimate Island Green, like you walk out on a bridge, yeah, and all around it was island. And so the guy that I played with, it was his second time playing there. What's that?
This was in Arizona?
Yeah.
So it was obviously a man-made deal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, we get up to the hole. So I actually completely forgot about it. And I was having a good round, and then I think I bogeyed maybe 15 and 16, and I was actually having a really good round, so I was pissed off that I bogeyed those. And I knew at the start of the round that there was an Island Green on 17, and then I completely forgot about it all through the round. And like we were kind of rushing because we were running out of daylight, and these guys were playing slow, whatever. And then we got there, and I was just like, holy shit. Like we drove around the corner, and all of a sudden there's this Island Green, and it was like exactly, in my opinion, what Sawgrass would look like. I'll send you the videos so you could post them on the King account. But like, so the guy we were playing with, anyways, I guess the time before he hit 9 balls into the water, and his dad hit 4.
Oh my God! How far is the hole?
Like it was 160 for me, and there was like 130 for them. And but it's like it's not a very big green. Like you can see like guys that don't hit it high, or like it's not very, like it's probably like
it's not forgiving.
40 feet long maybe. Or anyway, I got videos and I kind of got busted a bit because this guy was telling all these stories, and I kind of was like taking a video from the tee box, like trying to be stealthy, like just taking a video of the hole. But I was also trying to get a video of this guy taking the shot. And then I took it, and he just fucking drilled a line drive like right into the side wood bank of the green. And then he immediately turned back, and I had my phone out.
So you got the video though?
I got the video, yeah, but I don't know if you can. I haven't actually looked at it yet. But Easton has a cool video where we're all putting, and she like walks across the bridge and shows like all around it. It's actually pretty sick. But yeah. That just tied into my guy shanking one on the weekend. But
so you're out of housekeeping there?
I would say so, yep.
Okay. I got one from there's actually a question from one of our pretty loyal listeners, on live listeners, Cam Taves. Never get that right. Cam, if you're in the chat, please let us know. I need to write this down or something on a sticky note. Anyways, Cam, the man. He says he's watching golf on the weekends, and they're saying what club the player's using. So he's asking, can they tell by looking at the club which one it is? If someone handed you a club and you couldn't see the number on it, do you know exactly which one it is just by looking down on it? And so I told
what
him
happens there. Oh,
go ahead.
I
was just gonna say, I was gonna say I think it's usually the caddies that motion that to the whoever's on the grounds there from the camera or the TV crew. And I also said that, or overhead shot of it. But I also said that I would be able to tell probably by looking down at my club which club it is. If I didn't know which one it is, I could tell by the angle probably. But I don't think I could do that by looking at somebody else's club. Taves. Man, I want to say that, but for some reason I just never heard. Okay, so Trev said must have thought of something different is because so the PGA changed their schedule for football. That's bananas.
Everything changes their schedule for football.
Football's so big, man.
That's such a shitty move by the PGA. Just
that's a bitch move by the PGA.
It is a bitch move.
Why?
Because it's like they're saying obviously football is like way better than what we're doing. We're going to bend our knee to football.
Right.
I mean, sponsors probably have a big play in that. They're like, we're not going to sponsor this tournament if it's going to coincide with NFL playoffs. So, but still, I mean,
do you think Live Golf would do that? I don't
think so either.
Well, Live Golf's on the fucking CW. I don't think they're concerned. It's just fucking OC reruns coming on anyway, so
Is
I
that
don't
what
think they're all
CW
concerned
is?
about that. Yeah, or One Tree Hill and dumb shit like that.
Oh shit!
Okay, so
They're like,
before we get into the live stuff, let's figure out what Drums. What were you going to say about the club stuff here? Do you have an answer to Cam?
I was gonna same thing. I think it's the guys on the ground, like doing the play-by-play or however you want to deem it. They go up to the caddies, and if the caddies want to at that time, I think they mention it. I think they're also kind of familiar with every guy's yardage book, so they have. I think the announcers will have like a broad idea of what they're going to hit based on where their yardage is as well.
Reg, do you know?
I'm thinking it's the same thing. I think there's somebody on the ground that would be close by the players at all times, but I really don't. I don't know because, like, if guys are on opposite sides of the fairway, there's not going to be two guys there. So I don't know.
That's why I thought it was the caddy that was kind of making motions to the guys. If they have a good
that could be
relationship,
right. Yeah,
I don't know.
that could be
Anybody-
the caddy's duty, really.
What's that?
It could
I
be the
bet
caddy. It could be part of his duties, honestly.
I bet you we'll find out in the Netflix show.
Probably.
Good
Man,
call.
that's gonna be so sick.
Yeah, that is. When's
Unreal.
that coming out? Soon.
February 15th.
There's never actually been like the odd time they hot mic somebody or like get the conversation like up close, but there's never actually been like inside the ropes, like actually what goes on like in the locker rooms or anything like that. There's nothing at all
Nothing.
has ever been released about that. Like hockey, we've had 24/7. There's been like things like that lets you in. There's golf has never had anything like that before.
I wish they were there today.
Yeah.
Even I feel
would've,
like golf has been
I'm getting.
Sorry, Drums. We'll talk about that. I just wanted to say I feel like golf itself has been very poorly
Portrayed.
Well, there's no movies about golf other than like Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack. They're all old movies. Like nothing in the last 10 years other than some bush league films that they made in like Scotland or something. And then what is it? The Short Game? One of my favorite movies of all time, actually. But I just feel like the golf has been very poorly represented by the movie industry and TV. But yeah, I mean, I have a few thoughts on what happened today with Rory and Patrick Reed. I'm kind of on
We're
both
getting close
sides.
to my prediction of a fist fight.
Yeah, you're right, Drums. I don't know if that would. I don't think that would be considered a fist fight. It was pretty nonchalant.
We're getting
But
closer though.
what did you guys
Patrick
think? Of it?
Reed
Because
keeps sticking his belly in people's faces.
Reggie,
You can't be on both sides. What side of Patrick are you on?
my only thing that I would, and I know there's probably going to be people in the chat and people whatever that listen to this after that are all butthurt about it. But I don't know. I just feel like going up to somebody and being the bigger man takes a lot of courage. And I mean, whatever Rory thinks about Patrick Reed, I have no idea if there's some sort of backstory there. And I also think that Rory was kind of acting like a little child there and just not even willing to acknowledge him. And in the press conference, like it just seemed really immature to me. But
Did he
Bro,
subpoena
he's
him
suing
on
him.
Christmas Eve?
what's that?
He
He
subpoenaed
served
him on
papers on
Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
Eve. I'm fucking swinging on you if I see you.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. If you actually want to do something about it, then do something. Don't just ignore it. Like, I don't know. At least have the balls to say
What are you
something
going
to
to
him.
do?
What do you mean?
What does shaking his hand do?
I'm not saying you had to shake his hand. I'm saying say something to him. Don't just pretend he's not there. It's just I don't know. It just seemed childish to me.
Man, if someone subpoenaed me on
So
Christmas
tell him
Eve,
to fuck off.
well, I bet
That was
that's
his way of
basically what
telling
he
him
was
to
doing.
fuck off.
Well, I'm saying it was an immature way to do it, and I don't know.
I like
Just my
it.
opinion.
It's not often that I completely disagree with you, and I completely disagree with you on this one. I don't know what goes through his head and what he's expecting to get when he goes up to somebody that he's just subpoenaed for a lawsuit. I don't know what he thinks he's going to get out of that.
That's what I
He's a
mean.
moron.
I'm definitely not taking Patrick Reed's side here. I'm definitely on team Rory here. That was my first impression of it, that Rory was kind of acting like a little, I don't know.
And then Patrick flips a tee at him. What are we doing?
That was a weird play.
Trev says
Like push his
if
bag
Rory
over or something.
Trev says if Rory engaged him, it could just add fuel to the fire, legally speaking.
For sure.
Which it probably could, because this whole lawsuit is being defamation to him. But he's a fucking loser. Like, he keeps doing stuff like this. Like, yeah, people are gonna talk shit about him. He's the biggest piece of shit on tour.
Do you think Patty Reed was trying to agitate and get something out of him?
Patty, what else would he be
I don't
doing
think
for? He's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's smart enough to do that. I also see like another theory was everything's handled by his wife, right? Like he might not have a clue who he's trying to sue. It's all could just be done by his team and her. Like he might not have a clue. Like that's how out to lunch I think this guy is.
Yeah, and that could very well be. That's what I'm saying is like.
But it's also like there's more to it. Like Rory's like the PGA guy. Like he's the PGA spokesperson. He's done everything for the PGA. He's carried them on his back for a year. And then this bum who left for the Live Tour and then sued Rory at Christmas time comes up to him on the range and tries to shake his hand. Like, what are you like? Get out of here.
I don't know.
Fuck off. What are you doing there? What are you actually doing there?
The thing that bothered me was that he just like knelt down and turtled. Like it's just such a little bitch move to do.
Yeah, I actually have no idea what he was doing.
If you got a problem with somebody, look him in his eye and tell him to fuck off. That's it. Like, I don't think anything legally could come from that, right? But he just turtled, like went down.
He was already down in his bag, was he not?
Yeah, I think he was down in his bag.
Already down in his bag.
But I think, but like also that scumbag, he might be wearing a wire. Like that's how ridiculous this guy is. Like he could be wearing a wire, and if he goes up to Rory and Rory calls him a cocksucker and tells him to fuck off, he can certainly use that in like a defamation suit because it's like establishing how this guy feels about you.
I don't know about that. I don't think anybody's ever been sued.
Why even waste your breath on that fat little prick, though?
Careful, you might get sued next.
I can't stand him. King Golf's in on the suit. Bring it, Patty.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Patrick Reed either. I just didn't like how Rory handled it. That's all. I'm definitely not on Patrick Reed's side here at all. Whole thing's kind of stupid, and I think that there's a lot of issues that from the past that have kind of been brought all together into this whole thing, aside from the live part and aside from the subpoena. Just with Patrick Reed's cheating and all that kind of stuff, I think that it rubbed a lot of guys the wrong way, and it's all kind of in the same lens of how they look at him. It's well deserved. Like, I mean, I don't like Patrick Reed at all. My only issue is with how Rory handled it. That's all.
But the only reason that you saw it is because a camera caught it. Like, it should just be nothing because Rory didn't react to anything. He shouldn't even be under the limelight right now. It's not like Patrick Reed went up to him at like a press conference and tried to talk to me and ignored him. They're on the driving range warming up for the event today. And he came up to him and like, whatever.
It was a weird play. Had to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see
such
like
a weirdo, man.
There was like a timeline of events from the lawyer that was trying to serve Tiger at the same time too. Tiger just blew her off for like 3 weeks, so she was like, I can't deliver this, and had to like go another route to deliver it. The security guard's like, I don't know, he might be back tomorrow. So she'd show up the next day. I don't know, he might be back next Thursday.
Yeah, so weird,
I don't know, he might be back next week.
Isn't that such a crazy part of the judiciary system or the law system, like whatever you call it, is that you have to actually serve somebody to their face? Like that's so, I mean, it makes sense because otherwise you could just say you've never seen it before and just keep going like that.
Yeah.
But it is weird that you literally have to track somebody down and hand them a paper for them to be served.
Unreal.
So yeah,
I love all the sarcastic shit on Twitter, like thoughts and prayers with Rory. Hopefully he can get better from the tee toss. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah,
hopefully he can recover.
That's the Twitter I love. When everybody starts roasting one person.
Sarcastic.
That's bullying, man.
Back loud on Twitter now.
During this whole thing, we missed a good comment from Dusty Dick here. Good to see Dusty in the chat. I don't think I've ever seen him in here before.
Oh, that was Dusty, yeah.
But he said the only legitimate golf movie is the greatest game ever played.
Really good movie.
Probably a legitimate
Beggar
golf
Vance
movie.
above it.
Beggar Vance
Really?
is pretty damn good too. I agree with you there.
I think I like greatest game ever played better.
So what would be top for you guys?
That'd be top for me.
Tin Cup for me all the time.
Really?
I fucking love Tin Cup.
I don't know, man. I could watch Happy Gilmore every day for the rest of my life and never not laugh at it.
But it's not really a golf movie.
I always forget that it's like deemed a golf movie too. Like
Tin
Cup, really far fetched.
Tin Cup has a really good story and like really good parts of it, but there are some like dry parts throughout it. I feel like, anyways. I don't know.
It's crazy how his name's Roy McIlroy.
Yeah, I know. And I love
how close that is.
The nice thing about the golf movie industry is that there's really not many bad golf movies, right? Like all the ones we named, plus throw Caddyshack in there. Caddyshack was such a good movie, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So good. I don't think it like if you had never seen it and you were like a 16-year-old kid and you watched it, I don't even know if like you would even get the humor today. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know either. It seems like a different lifetime, eh?
Right.
Yeah, Bryce has a point there. Florence Bay. Is it Florence Bay?
Yeah.
No.
Something like that.
Bays is actually named after her.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bays Denim Wall on Maine is named after. I think it's Florence Bay.
Yep, I think you're right. It's Florence something. Well, his grandma, Happy's grandma. I think she passed away a couple years ago now, or 10 years ago maybe.
Yeah, probably 10 years ago now.
Francis
Bay. Francis Bay, I think.
Francis We Met is the greatest game ever played.
Yeah.
But her name is Francis Bay, not Florence.
She was a really good actor. She was really good in that movie.
There are a lot of bad golf movies, though. Like, if you start digging down deep, I watched a trailer for one, and it was like this Christian movie. Like, it just the rails went off the rails within like 3 seconds of the trailer.
There's a gambling one too that I've seen before, and these guys get into trouble gambling on golf, and then there's a whole back scene of like the gang and like what's involved in it. That one's a pretty funny one too.
Like Rounders
there's actually
for
a good one. What's that?
Like Rounders for golf. Do you know what Rounders is?
Yeah. And there's also one in Scotland. It's actually a pretty cool one. Damn, what's it called? I'll look it up here.
Actually, I just saw one on Netflix the other day too. I didn't watch it, but I just scrolling through. I saw one. But
it's the second. Trev says Caddyshack is amazing. Caddyshack 2, not so much. Is the second movie other than Home Alone and D2 ever better the second time?
Godfather.
Is it better?
I like Jump Street 2 or 22.
Yes.
Grown Ups too?
I don't know.
That's a toss-up. But like, there's some really shitty number 2s, man. Holy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no pun intended.
Rocky 2 is better, right?
2? What's that?
Rocky 2 is better.
Rocky 2 is solid. Rocky 4 is the best, I think, though. The best sequel, Home Alone 2, without a doubt.
Oh, that's why I said.
Oh, did you say that? I missed it.
Yeah, I said Home Alone 2 and D2.
Yeah.
Home Alone 2 definitely is way better than number 1.
The pranks are way better for sure.
Maybe the budget was a little bigger.
Okay. Let's keep things rolling on here. Too fast, too furious. Oh, we got lost. Bryce must be on Thailand Wi-Fi here.
Just treat him.
Triple commenting. But that's okay.
Back to the Future is a good one too.
It helps get eyes on the show. Speaking of that, if you got 1 second here, take a quick second, like the show here. We had 5 or 6 likes last show, so that was pretty nice. It's rare. Usually people just watch the show and bugger off, but we sent out a request last time to take a second, like the show. helps get some eyes on it, helps build the community. And let's get into some golf chat, some equipment. Let's start with the past. Okay, sorry. Let's catch up quickly on movies here. We got Back to the Future 2, Too Fast, Too Furious from Bryce. Trev said the second Matrix was really good. Don't remember that. I haven't watched the Matrix movies in a long time. We're basically living one right now. And Dusty Dick says D2 and Home Alone 2 probably the best. So he's with you there, Reggie.
Man, he agreed with me, and I came up with that like in a split second after somebody said
2 is so good.
Caddyshack 2. You like that, Johnny?
That what?
Drums, were you talking about 7 Days in Utopia?
What's that?
Were you talking about 7 Days in Utopia? The Christian movie?
Possibly. I think so. Throw that bitch up on the screen.
Life is never the same once you've been to Utopia. No, I don't think this is. This actually sounds pretty good. It says, after a disastrous debut on the pro circuit, a young golfer finds himself unexpectedly stranded in Utopia, Texas, and welcomed by an eccentric rancher. Wouldn't mind checking that out, to be honest with you.
Okay, that'll be the novel study, book study. We'll watch that this week.
What are we, a church group here?
Oh fuck, buddy.
Okay, let's start with the past. Did you guys have any good inventions or good golf products that you remember from like our childhood that's really played an instrumental part of kind of where we're at today with everything?
Personally, Dad got that. It was actually supposed to be, I think, originally. Like it's that green thing that I used to mark my ball with.
Yeah,
I think it was actually supposed to go into the end of a club, like into the hole at the end of the club, and then you could use your club as a ball retriever.
Okay,
but
like
you'd soak your grip though.
Was it rubber?
Yeah, that was
it's that green thing that I
seen.
used, like the green with the like. Every time I use it, everybody always says, "What the hell is that?" But it wasn't its original use. But I just put the ball in there to draw lines on my ball now. But that was the best thing that I've ever. That's the only thing that's been in my bag for like. I've probably had it for like 15 years.
Stood the test of time.
Well, yeah, it's metal. That's all I'd ever used to mark my balls.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, yes, I do know. I know exactly what you're talking about. It has like a T thing that you shove into the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And so it kind of fits half the golf ball around it.
Mm-hmm. You just stick the ball in it, and then it doesn't move, and then you just draw it and take it off.
Right.
But I've had it for 15 years. It's not its original purpose, but it's the best thing I've ever had.
Drummy?
At first, I was thinking we were talking clubs and stuff too.
The
other one that I had was, so it was a favorite. It wasn't like it was a groundbreaking thing, but it was like my first good club purchase. I bought a driver off of Bobby Brandon when I was like 12. Titleist 975J. So it was like a little bit shorter because she had like a pro woman's shaft in it. So it was kind of the right flex at the time for me. And the right length, and that was probably like my all-time favorite driver. And then the other thing that I had, I think it was more like a batting cage, but it also had like netting for golf as well that we had set up in the backyard. But it was like a full-blown thing, like it was half the yard, this sucker. So you got right in there, and so like you were fully encased in it. And actually, Dad was going to try and build a simulator. He still has the thing, and he was going to try to build like simulator walls out of it in the garage, but yeah, it was too big in his garage. But yeah, that was a mainstay at our house in Dauphin, and I put a lot of hours on that puppy.
I was going to say that too, actually. Remember that one we had, Reggie?
Mm-hmm.
Ours definitely was not surrounded with those netting, though. We did some damage.
Ask Larry Casson. Smashed the window.
Imagine just sitting in your house and a golf ball comes through the window. Like in town, there's no golf courses around, and a golf ball comes through your window. Sorry, Larry. Is he still around? He's got to be. Wasn't that old?
Yeah, he's still around for sure. He is.
So Cammy says a guy from Cartwright got a patent on a divot repair tool with a pencil on it. Never got it to take off. There's got to be so many inventions like that are actually like good ideas, but people never had the initiative or the funding to actually see them through. Kind of sad.
But I mean, that thing would be kind of a pain in the ass to have in your pocket, wouldn't it? Pencil jabbing your leg.
Yeah.
Where would the pencil be, on the butt end or the top part of it? Like, what was, or was it two pencils that you were doing the divots with?
Trev says everyone remember the graphite bubble shafts. I think we've talked about this on the pod before, and how you won that one at the auction, Jor, and it was like
that was a Wilson though.
A Wilson, yeah, with a purplish magenta bubble shaft and white. Yeah, that was pretty
actually sick.
Yeah, really sick.
Nothing against Mom, obviously, because she does more than enough to clean up our house. But I can't imagine. I don't even want to think about the things that she's sold at a garage sale.
Yeah, where are those things?
Yeah. Like one perfect example was when you guys were going to come out here for Christmas this year. The GTs, we had the Brett Hall GT and another GT.
Yeah.
Asked her where those are. Gonzo. Sold them in a garage sale for probably $2.
What is she supposed to keep them for?
I know it's probably our fault for leaving shit there at the age of 30, but
those things have been gone for a long time, though.
Yeah,
for sure. When was the last time you used a GT?
The aliens are still in the garage, though.
I have an alien here.
The alien wedge.
Yeah, it's sick. Honest.
Yeah, I've seen the ping fetch putter. I think who had one of those in the league? Those are nice to have. I have one of those.
Horny.
Horny. What's that? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Horny. He was a big ping guy. I think he switched over to Titleist now, though.
Hey, I don't want to carve anybody, but just the whole getting the ball out of the hole with putters. Every time that happens, every time I'm playing in a group when somebody does that, man, I just like, I almost crawl out of my skin when it happens. I'm like, I can't handle that shit. I cannot handle it, man. Like, honestly, I've had rounds when I've been playing men's night against a guy, and he's done it like the first 3 holes. And then after that, like, if he makes the putt or like gets it anywhere near the hole, like, I'll whack it back to him before he can tap it into the hole, or I'll pick it out of the hole for him. And like, if he's the last one to putt, like, I'll actually reach down into the hole and get his ball for him and then put the pin in and throw him his ball. Like, it makes me cringe, man. I just can't handle it. Like, it's such a savage move. Like, fucking bend over and get it.
Well, there's also the ones 90? You can put like the thing on the grip so that you just put the grip in and grab the ball.
Don't talk about that. I was losing four down through 4 to a guy using one of those in the Tamarack.
Whoever invented that, though, that was probably the biggest invention when we were kids.
Oh, it was cool.
But whoever invented that is sitting somewhere on a beach right now, probably on their own island. Cam said he's got an update here. So the pencil actually went on the other end of the divot repair tool. I'm having a hard time envisioning it.
So then you go to fix the divot and just stab yourself in the palm?
You get home and you get home to hop in the shower and your pants are shredded from the inside from it, and you got pencil all over
lead all over.
Yeah,
it probably didn't have like that much of a pen sticking out. It's probably just like the tip. Like that's probably all it was, just like that, kind of sticking out of it. Okay, so Trevor agrees. Grabbing the hole out of the ball with your putter is a cringeworthy move. We got some stuff here from Sean. He's got a devastating story with the bubble shaft. He was young and looking to purchase his first legit golf driver and put a TaylorMade driver with a bubble shaft on layaway at Nevada Bob's. Remember Nevada Bob's?
Nevada Bob's, man. What?
Yeah, that was like actually where Petco is, where PetSmart is.
That was the OG Golf Town, Nevada Bob's.
Golf Town.
I think Golf Town bought them, right?
Golf Town put Nevada Bob's out of business.
Sport Check did.
Sport Check.
He was only a couple payments away, and they shut down.
Yeah, that's where it was. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yes. Yeah, Cam's saying maybe that's why it didn't sell. I should rephrase my statement saying that there are a lot of good inventions that didn't take off because lack of funding or proper backing, but that might not have been one of
Okay,
them.
so hear me out. I got a divot fix for the pencil.
Hopefully that guy
No,
doesn't listen to that.
well, I don't know. It was probably a cool idea. We just it's tough to concept. It's tough to grab the concept of it.
We should definitely see a prototype before trashing it.
Bryce just on echo mode.
RIP Taco Bell and Brandon, still devastated. I'm still devastated that the Five Guys left Brandon. Five Guys is my all-time favorite restaurant without a doubt. Perfect spot. And then shoppers just had to come in and big dick them and get them out of there. Sad. You guys like Five Guys? Like every time I go to Regina, that's my absolute only stop that I make is getting a Five Guys burger.
Yeah, that's good.
I've only had it a couple times.
Sounds like I'm alone here.
No, Drum said yeah, me too.
Okay, for my past, I don't have a specific product in mind. I just have a couple of innovations that I think have made such a huge impact on our current state of golf. And one of them is a cell phone. And the cell phone did a lot of things. It not only allowed people to kind of look at their own swing on the course. Think about how hard it was before cell phones. You had to have one of those huge cameras out there. Nobody did it. Nobody's ever bringing that thing to the golf course. And so they were able to kind of monopolize the golf industry by only having, tens of thousands of dollars equipment, camera equipment to be used on the golf course. Now everybody has a cell phone. This also impacts King Golf's ability to market our products, which was not there before. We would have had to hire a professional photographer. We would have had to do all this stuff. Instead, we can take a picture on our phone. There's different apps that we can use to upload it. It really decentralized the entire golf industry. Because before cell phones, basically all we had was the Golf Channel and the golf networks and the big box stores. You know what I mean? And then as soon as the cell phone came out, there was new creation on the course. Think about how much footage we missed because nobody had a cell phone in their pocket in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like, could you imagine? There's just so much from around the world that we have access to now, like cool golf shots, funny things that happen, all that kind of stuff. If we didn't have cell phones, none of that would even be possible. So that's a big one. And also golf style. If you look at even when Tiger emerged on the scene, how much different the style is now. Like, I don't think I could show up to the golf course and wearing, like, I just don't have the body for that. I'd look like a scarecrow, basically. So I'm really glad that the golf industry has evolved into not only being a little bit more casual, but a lot more fitted.
And a lot more stylish. I mean,
more stylish.
Yeah. Stylish just
now, anyways, who knows? Might change in 10 years. That shit might come back.
You think so?
I don't know. Everything else seems to go in waves.
Right.
Shit. Oh, do you think that I had a thought as you were saying that. Do you think that the ability to have cell phones and high def cameras and everything else on the course has also like furthered the advancement in like swings? Like, it seems like everybody's just got like a perfect swing on tour now, whereas like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, like there's more unique swings out there because maybe people didn't get to analyze their swings quite as much as they do now.
Absolutely.
But like now I feel like the mentally strongest people are the ones who win. Because everybody's got the same swing. It's just who can do it on the course, right?
Yeah.
In the clutch times. Like there's every guy that comes on the tour just has a perfect golf swing. There's no Jim Furyk anymore. There's no I don't know, like it's just
Mo Normans.
Even who the hell am I thinking of? Not Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan?
No.
Had kind of a Ben Hogan or Arnold Palmer. Like they kind of took a rip at it. And like
Ben Hogan had
and then
such a pure
he finished like that.
Right. So like would they have swung like that if they had the technology they have now? Probably not, or the coaches or stuff like that. I don't know. Golf's just advanced so far in the last 20 years. It's unbelievable, actually. And I think that the technology probably has a big factor in that.
Well, think about a guy like Derek Ingram, where, he's able now to coach 10 or 15, whatever amount of players he coaches now. He's able to do that because of technology. 20 years ago, you can only have one or two guys, and you'd have to be on the road every weekend with them. The travel costs would be huge. Right. I mean, he gets to as many tournaments as he can, but he can just help a lot more people because of technology now, and a lot more efficiently too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same in every sport, but we just know we're talking about golf and we notice it in golf. But
yeah,
going back to your mention of the Golf Channel, do you remember some of the like ridiculous shit that they used to try to sell on there?
Oh yeah,
we should try to find some. We should try to find some of the commercials on YouTube.
What's that one? The Momentous.
Yeah,
with like the grip on it.
The hammer driver, and the guy was like a long drive champion, and he's like screaming at the balls he's hitting it. Yeah, some ridiculous shit.
We should do
shit.
Before this winter's over. We should just do like in addition to our Wednesday show, we should do like either a Friday or Saturday or some other night and just go through like a bunch of old video clips and stuff and just like talk about it, laugh at them. It could be a commercial, it could be old highlights. Like, I'm reading a book right now, and he's talking about all these different characters in golf that I'd never even heard of before. So I started Googling them, and it's actually really interesting to see these guys who they weren't the Arnold Palmers or the Gary Players, Jack Nicklaus's, so we don't hear too much about them. But there were so many guys back in that era that had such personality that we don't see today anymore. Yeah, I think it'd just be cool to go through a whole kind of segment of that and have a few drinks and let people chime in with us. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think it'd be interesting to get like a person from that era, because obviously, like you said, Joe, like the people who get passed down are only like the big ones, like you know what I mean. Whereas like right now, there's so many golfers that we know about.
Yeah,
like a Sonny. If Sonny doesn't win a few majors, like he won't be anything in history, but he's been so entertaining for us, right? Like, I don't know. There's so many golfers like that too. Ricky Fowler might even not. He probably won't be in any kind of history, and he's like been iconic in our generation because he didn't win the majors. He won't really be passed on. They're not going to say, "Oh, this guy came on wearing an orange suit." Nobody gives a shit about that if he didn't do anything. Honestly,
you're right.
Bit of a side note to kind of piggyback off that. I follow a YouTube channel. It's called Pro Hockey Alumni, and the guy does kind of little 20-minute documentaries on people from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but kind of the same thing, like more journeymen, like Terrence Anderson types, Dave Manson, like, and just kind of crazy stories of like just beauties from back in the day. So that was going to be one of my topics on one of the things, but this is a good piggyback off it. It's Pro Hockey Alumni, and they're just little 20-minute documentaries of just good character guys.
Pretty cool. That's what this would be like. We should almost We should almost start a Twitter account, like.
Well, so
profiling that of old golfers.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to do for my segment tonight. Is just talk about an old guy from this book that I'd never heard of before, and kind of talk about some stories from the book and show some pictures of him. Pretty wild. So maybe we could just do one per episode and just talk about a different guy.
Yeah, we should do that actually.
This is not a brainstorming session here, fellas, so let's keep her rolling.
Yeah, sorry. Also, I follow this account just on the past. It's called shit. I just had it here. It's basically old golf balls, and I don't know what the hell happened here. It just profiles, and it's such a throwback. It's all the old golf balls. Golf balls gone by is what it's called.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's so sick, man. Like, unbelievable.
Unreal.
So this guy says, not your everyday find at the garage sale. And then it says struck gold. And he found all these, like, old, like, people have brand new cases.
Oh, really?
There's a glare, but, like, everything is just a flashback of, like this. Max Fly Revolution. Like, can't see it, no. Anyways, it's so cool. And, like, I think of old golf balls. What do you guys think of as kids? Like, what comes to your mind of finding one?
Max Fly Red Dots.
Yes.
The
A10s.
Yeah, you remember the eye wounds?
Yeah.
When those
Wilson.
first came out, they were
Wilson, I
super
won't.
expensive. Yeah.
The Nike TW and DD.
TW symbol.
Oh yeah, those were sick. Tour accuracy.
True accuracy.
TATW.
Yeah.
And then the Pinnacle. You guys might have been too old for these, but I remember like if you'd win like the 1100s in Rossman, you get the Pinnacle Junior Extreme, and they'd have like a little rocket on them.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Oh yeah.
Those are so
Yeah.
sick, man. And if you'd win the tournament, you get those. So it was like a big flex to like golf after and use that ball.
Were they a
'cause
little
that meant, like,
smaller
you
or
won the
something
tournament.
too?
No, they're bigger, I think.
They
No,
were
you know
bigger.
what? The Pinnacle and then there's the Pinnacle oversized. They were green, and they were
And the
actually
Giga?
bigger.
Fuck. And the Giga. Do you guys remember those?
Yeah, Giga,
Oh yeah.
Giga 88.
And
If
the
you want to take a stroll
Bladas,
down memory lane, just go through the
XL3000s.
bunches of-
Weren't they Giga 88?
Yeah, they were all like 55 or 22 or 77. Kind of like the rocket balls now. But if you ever want to take a trip down memory lane, just go through the bushes at Rossman Lake. There's people are still hoarding those balls here.
Precept
Jazz, you're in the
Lottie.
house. Jazz. What's that?
Precept Lottie.
Oh, the laddies were actually good, man. That's a good ball.
Yeah. Oh, the
Max-
Giga. Yeah.
Maxfly our A10s were sick, man. That just the A and then the red dot. Those were cool.
Yeah.
Maxfly Black Max is also pretty sick.
The top flights had the super accurate, super distance, and super exceptional or something.
Yeah, those were the XL 2000s.
Yeah,
Those were
no,
the
3000.
Credit Union balls, right?
3000.
The Dunlop's
Dunlop
titanium.
titaniums, yeah.
Titaniums, yeah.
Okay, we missed a comment here from Dusty. I wanted to revisit this. So we were talking about DI and his ability to serve more of his players through technology. And Dusty said he's been working with an instructor out of the UK, and he pays a monthly subscription for it, sends him detail analysis video on what's right and what he needs to change in his swing. That's pretty cool. I think that'd be a big benefit to a lot of people, I think, who are, wanting to do that with their swing. It's, and I think it'd be probably more cost effective than going to,
Driving
someone
to and
here
from Winnipeg.
who you can't even go see anyways right now for the winter time. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Definitely. And the Wilson Ultra 500s, the Ultra 500s, man, holy shit, that's a flashback too. Some great
many,
old
man.
golf balls, man.
It doesn't seem like there's that much variety anymore in the golf ball world.
There
Maybe
isn't. No, there isn't at all.
It's all kind of
Like the
consolidated.
Pro V ones have been around for like 30 years now.
Pro V ones are sick. I don't care, man. But I said to Easton the other day, man, I bought those TaylorMade rockets. So what are they?
Yeah. Rocket balls.
I know, but
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. They're TPX.
TPX5, yeah. TP5s, not TP5X. They're just the TP5s. And it's funny because I'm so brainwashed to myself that I like using Pro V1, like Pro V1Xs. But every time I start using one of those TaylorMade rockets, like I golf or I score better, but I still only use them like sparingly. It's weird, but I think I'm going to be a TaylorMade guy this summer.
Nice.
And I've been a Pro V guy for like 12 years.
You're the reverse of me. Every time I have a brand new ball, first tee shot, gonzo.
No, I just mean like playing with that ball. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know.
Who knows?
Might be done with Pro Vs for now.
Okay, well, that was fun. Maybe we'll do a full episode on like cool stuff that used to happen in golf, like a full episode of this kind of stuff, because it would be cool to actually take some time, have some visuals, a little prepared. We kind of just glazed over it, I think, a little bit here, but still fun to revisit nonetheless. But let's talk about things that we are using right now that have made a big impact on our game in terms of products, equipment, whatever.
I've said in the past, like a rangefinder. If I golf without a rangefinder now, I'm hooped. Like I just have no idea.
Yeah, I had that on mine too.
It's just one of those things. I think we've talked about it, but it's such a game changer, and it's just like a confirmation, right? Like knowing that that's exactly how far it is, not guessing it should be around this.
Confidence.
Because
Yep.
it's the confidence, exactly how much that is, and it's changed it a lot, honestly.
Trev says rangefinder too. I had rangefinder for me as well. The only issue I have with rangefinders is people who use it from like less than 70 yards in. I'm like, you have to have some feel. You can't be that reliant on a rangefinder.
But I will tell you this. There are greens at Gilbert, and I'm guessing there's some greens at Weed City that you think it's 40 yards, and then you scope it and it's actually 75.
True. From 40 though, you think?
Oh yeah. I think
Really?
like number 5 at Gilbert and number 2.
With how many times you've played it, I can imagine you have a pretty good feel for it.
I always scope it. I'm always like blown away at how much farther it is because those greens are so deep, right?
That's true. That is true, Rigo.
Yeah.
And they're kind of sloped in the sense that you can't see the full part of the front of the green, so you miss a lot of yardage there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right.
So we got Ches and Dusty talking about Nike balls. Those balls were so sharp and so good to play with too. They were the platinum ones, and they were good. One had like a really sharp gold, almost like the King Golf gold, kind of like Vegas goldy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are nice balls. Sorry, I'm kind of falling behind here on the
Lots
chat.
of rangefinders are saying here.
What do you
platinum?
Yeah.
We're talking balls.
Drummy?
The only other thing I had was speakers, the ones that you can hook up on your bag or your cart, whatever it is. Maybe not necessarily for a better game, but more enjoyable rounds. And it seems like everybody has a speaker.
Remember the original speakers? They I don't know. I remember this is what we had, Jordan. They're like the first speakers I can remember us having on the golf course. They folded up into like this, and then you open them up, and they were and then you just plug the cord into your iPod.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That's a crazy advancement. Actually, is how far speakers have come.
I remember taking my Discman to the range or golfing back in the day too.
Got it in your back
and
pocket.
You got headphone wires trying to go down your back and into your back pocket. Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, this is an interesting one here. Rangefinder versus GPS. I'm going to say rangefinder for myself personally, but it also is really nice to have like a range or a GPS watch in your cart. I feel like because there are times in the round where you cannot see the flag. If you're behind a bunch of trees or something, those GPS come in very handy for that. So maybe both. If you got the capital to allow it, do both.
I'm definitely GPS just because my Parkinson's doesn't allow me to handle a rangefinder very well. So the stationary one is a hell of a lot better for me. And even when I can get that sucker, I can't read that shit. My eyes, my hands, everything fails when I try to conduct business with those suckers. So, and like the one that I've got, so it gives you front, back, and middle, gives you kind of everything on it. I think you get more options with the GPS as well. So we'll lean that way.
I honestly, I believe that it's whatever you started with when they both came out. I think it is. And I think if you had one of those GPSs, you've evolved to a watch now, or like one of the ones that clip up on the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cam just said, GPS, I've never had a rangefinder. I think that you just evolve from rangefinder to rangefinder and you buy a new one when your old one craps out. But if you have a GPS, I think you just evolve to different methods of it. I think it's just what your preference is. I don't think there really is a right or wrong. I think that rangefinders are obviously more accurate, but I think that people get pretty dialed in with GPS as well.
Yeah, as much as you need to, right, for our level.
Mm-hmm.
And rangefinders aren't cheap, man. Holy, almost need a mortgage for one now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did we talk on here a couple weeks ago about trademarking an app where you can like upload a wallet and everybody has their own wallet? and then you can like divvy it up
Yeah.
through whatever games you're wanting to play. So that
Yeah,
app
that's what I
already
got in the
exists.
future.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll save that for the
Beezer?
future, Drums. I got that as mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, chat's buzzing here right now. I'm having a hard time keeping up. For my present one, I had the rangefinder, which is a given, and I also had the twist face technology. And I think if you've never played a driver with a twist face, you might not understand the difference that it makes. And I mean, if you're not a great golfer who puts a ton of spin on it either way, like a hook or a slice, it's obviously not going to cure that. But if you have one motion either way, it really takes quite a bit of spin off of that ball. And I think that it's helped my game a lot because I switched to a fade, and there were times when I would overcompensate a little bit and it turned into a slice, especially with the wind. But the twist face actually allowed my natural or my newly created swing, my fade swing, to be a lot less I don't know. I'm drinking whiskey here. I'm having a hard time finding words.
Yeah, your misses aren't as big.
Right. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
It definitely limits, yeah. I noticed that even with that new one I just got. Like, I think it would have twist face to stealth, right?
Yep, it does.
And I noticed that big time. Like, I actually had a couple of shots down south and I was like, okay, that's gone. Like, that's like reload. And then it doesn't go as far left. I don't know. Like with my Cobra, it would have been like,
it makes a big
see
difference.
you later.
Honestly, like if I tried to play with a normal
it,
driver again, I think I'd struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. So we got a few things here I think that we're going to talk about in terms of what we'd like to see maybe into the future. And we also have some cool products to talk about here that I got on the screen that we'll just zip through at the end. And we're actually making pretty good time here. So last episode was like an hour and 40 minutes, I think, or something.
We're pretty close
crazy.
to that, I think.
No, we're only at hour 6 right now. So we'll do a couple products that we maybe want to see, Rigo, or if we don't have those, we'll just kind of skip to the next part. But do you have anything?
Go ahead. No, I don't really.
Okay.
I'd like to see. It's a small ask, but I'd like to see ball washers and club washers on every cart in the future. But I don't think that's ever going to happen because I don't know why, but people just don't seem to want to do it. I played Boulders and they didn't have club washers on their carts. I thought that was really interesting. Like, is that just a thing that we want up here, or is that down there?
So would you take it if they were on the G box?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Rickman said that the best purchase he's made in a while was his pocket wire brush.
Mm-hmm.
You have one of those too, don't you, Reggie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to revisit this because Trev said kind of, along the lines of instead of trees being in the way, there's a huge hill there on 50 at Clear Lake, so you can't scope the flag. So that's where it's nice to have a GPS as well. Ches says twist face works. He said the current TP5 and TP5X are by far the best in the wind. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Dusty backs him up there. Some good chatter in the chat tonight.
Definitely.
Some bad chatter coming out of my mouth right now. Second whiskey's catching up to me here. What's that?
Yeah, the whiskey's catching you big time right now.
It's just for some reason, it's just the whiskey and the Caesar. It's just like bizarre. I feel like my eyes are watering here.
You okay, buddy? Drums, you got anything for the future here?
Yes. No, I don't really have anything major. But like Dor said, like I was kind of looking. I don't even know how I came across this app, but it's called the Beezer app, Beezer, I believe. And it's got all the golf courses kind of pre-programmed into it, so you can run it as a scorecard too. You can add all the players, and you can each guy can upload their own profile into your community. You can pick. They list probably 25 different games that you can play. Each guy can upload their own wallet. You can divvy out how the payments go through that. So it looks pretty dope. It's not free, so you do a subscription for it. So I didn't get too far into the app just because they're obviously
How
blocking
much is
some
it?
of the best stuff. I think it was around $30 for the year.
That's not bad. It's probably worth it if we do
But I
that.
mean, if you
Is there a free trial? No.
But yeah, if you were running like
No.
a weekly game with a bunch of guys and stuff, it'd probably be worth it. Or if you're doing like even a league, I think it would probably be able to handle that as well. So we talked about it, and then all of a sudden it popped up on my, I think it was Instagram, Twitter, one of the two. Imagine that.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Except for some of you scoundrels, it would cost a lot more than $30 for the year because you'd actually have to pay some of your debts up. You guys know who you
Right.
are out there. They're probably not listening.
Shots fired. Tees thrown.
Tees
Teams thrown.
It's a tea party.
Dusty says twist face definitely works. He had M3 driver. Not sure why he got rid of it. Probably drove the best he's ever hit it with the M3. What's mine, Reggie? M4?
M3, I think. Or M4.
M4, yeah. We had this debate one time and
Yeah.
you lost. That was back when I was in Brandon.
Yeah, you still remember because it's one of the only times ever I lost.
Because I'm drinking none other than the Manitoba Rye. What the hell is it called?
Crown Royal?
Crown Royale.
Jesus.
I was thinking of
What's it called?
So Trev said he wants a ball with built-in tracking. Agree for sure. I was thinking about that today. That would almost be to me.
Chez already said Radar Golf exists.
Right.
They're chatting about it right now. It exists already. I didn't know that.
So I didn't know that either. But my thoughts on this is like I'm comparing it to in hockey, you know, where you have the cameras now at the blue lines, and it kind of takes away the human element from the refereeing kind of thing. I feel like it would be the same, and it wouldn't have the same golf wouldn't have the same human element to scrambling around trying to find your ball. There's no feeling like that in the world, especially in a tournament. So I was thinking about, speaking of living in Brandon, I know that was about a minute ago now, but I was trying to come up with a new intro for the Kingdom here, and I'm gonna come up with a new one. Hopefully for next week I'll have something scripted. But I was thinking like a small town golf podcast, and all three of us live in our combined towns and cities. The combined population of all three would probably be less than 50,000. Would that be accurate? Think on it.
I think Brandon might be over 50.
Is Brandon over 50?
No, I can't remember, but I think we're 40.
We're 8.
40, 42, maybe something like that.
And Rossman Lake would be 40. So,
okay.
What's
so
that?
This Radar Golf system comes with 1 dozen balls. It's a USGA conforming and meets all the USGA specifications for size, weight, distance, initial velocity, and symmetry. And it's $4.99 US for a dozen.
500?
Yeah. That's actually not bad.
That's the last balls you'll ever have to buy.
Till you hit him in the pond. Be going after like Chubbs.
Happy.
Chubbs. Oh, I guess, yeah. That's how he lost his arm. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking of Happy's caddy that is swimming in there.
Who would Ches be closest to? Obviously Dauphin, but then Rossman probably after that. Yeah,
he might be closer to Rossburn than
I was thinking that
Dauphin.
as well.
Like on the map, he would be, but
where as the crow flies.
I think
Cam says Brandon's 52K, so my theory is shot. Maybe we'll have to do under 60K. How much per ball is that? That'd be like $40 bucks, $45, I think. Okay. I'm going to say my last one here for the future, what I would like to see. I did have a golf app that will calculate the amount owing and settle debt instantly. And whether that's done through cash or Satoshis, either one, I would love to see that in the future. So maybe we'll try that out this summer, Drums. Maybe we'll ask some donations from the chat. We'll chip in $2 each and get it out.
We'll see if there's a free trial. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also want to see glow balls that you can hit a driver with. That's what I would like to see in the future.
He's 30K.
Those puppies are rocks.
Yeah.
That you've got.
He's 30K closer to me than you.
So Dusty and Ches, I feel like, are going to get along really well. They both love the TMs. Dusty said, anyone looking for a new 3-wood this year or a fairway wood, I guess, try out the new Stealth 2 Plus. The combination of twist face and weight able to move back and forth actually nudges the weights and spin up or down. Interesting.
Ches, knowing about the Stealth 2 would have impacted my purchase on the Stealth 1. I'm kidding. I'm very thankful for the connection.
Why'd you say? Okay, so that's it for the past, present, and future. I'm going to show a few products now that I found today, and with the help of our golf gear expert, Eric Waters, who never seems to miss any new product that comes out. So he sent a bunch of stuff today. I'm going to roll through a few of them here quickly. Ches says, any of you guys want TaylorMade? Send him a message. His handle on Instagram is One Day PGA 14, I think. Ish. Derek Ches on Facebook, or also I think same handle on Twitter as well. Could be wrong. So we're going to kick things off with the Wingman. Just like you used to go to Houston's Country Roadhouse and you get a Wingman. This is the same kind of deal here, except this is a speaker that also gives you the yardage. Grady has one of these.
Man. Yeah, this guy had one that I played with in Arizona.
They're actually sick.
They're sick.
So you hook it up, you can attach it to your golf cart, and it not only plays tunes,
magnet.
It has a magnet, so you can attach it to the bars on your golf cart. It plays tunes, and it also announces how far you are away. And I think Grady has his on some sort of funny accent. I won't say which one it is, but it is pretty funny. I think it may be Aussie or some other one, but it's funny to listen to. So
it also, you could program how far you hit your clubs, so it tells you how far it is, and then tells you what club it suggests for you.
No,
yeah, that's what it was doing for that guy.
That's sick.
The Wingy. I might buy a Wingman. It's only $150.
$150. That's pretty
crazy.
Pretty decent, actually.
I think when they first came out, they were like close to 5, maybe.
500?
Yeah, but there's probably like the Wingman 1 and Wingman 2 and Wingman 3 now. So this one's the OG.
So we got breaking news from Ches. He says you can also program them to do custom messages.
Oh,
shit.
Dirty.
Well, so you can chirp your buddies.
Definitely worth the 150 then.
Dusty said, really like a rangefinder that just shows the distance to the front, middle, back, knowing the minimum, maximum, and you can hit it to a desired quadrant of a green. I agree with that. You can't get too much information, and if you know what the back is, what the front is, you can find the club that will be somewhere in between. And we're not pro golfers here, so I think that's pretty good strategy, actually. Trev says you can make the Wingman yell mashed potatoes. So the second one here is a heated golf pouch, and we've seen a bunch of NFL guys using these when it's snowing in Buffalo or New York. But this is something I feel like would be really useful for the chilly days. And it pictured a guy doing this when he's walking. I don't usually get too cold if I'm walking. Would be nice.
Your hands would get cold though.
But I'm thinking this would be really useful to have on a golf cart. You know, instead of paying to wire your golf cart with a heater and go through all that kind of stuff, get one of these babies and keeps your hands warm. It doesn't look like much from the picture. It's actually a shitty picture that I showed here, but.
Well, yeah, you could get the idea of it.
Yep. And this next one is a Rapsodo.
Bohemian.
Rapsodo Bohemian. And so basically what you do is just looks like it looks like a TrackMan. You put it beside your club, but you can swing right beside it. You attach your cell phone to it, and it shows you how it has a bunch of cool stuff. It has the swing speed, it has the smash factor, shot tracer, camera.
It's actually not that expensive.
Launch
$419
angle.
is not terrible for that.
No, it's really not.
I feel like really cool stuff like that's going to really come down in price because there's so much more advancing. Like if that came out like 4 years ago, it would have been like $3,000.
100%.
I think. And now they have all the tech. Yeah, it'll be good. We're in
So
for
it
a
says-
good few years here.
This is what it says. Rapsodo's mobile launch monitor is as accurate within 2% of TrackMan at 2% of the cost.
Okay.
Shots, tees thrown.
Tees thrown at TrackMan. Be interesting to try it at least and see what happens.
Oh, you got those socks on there. Yeah, I saw those today.
So ESH says, can you use an associated app with the Wingman to also see images of the course?
Yeah, I imagine if it's a Bushnell, then you have a Bushnell app on you can get a Bushnell app on your phone as well.
I think it is all tied together, actually.
It would make sense. Bushnell's been around for a long time. They know their shit. So this is the next one. True Energy NASA socks. So it's supposed to give you energy, golf socks. This was NASA that created these socks. It's supposed to be good for golf. It's supposed to give you energy, whether it does or not. This could be like one of those old scam bracelets from Source for Sports. Remember that we paid $50 for those balance bracelets?
Wow,
And then you just turn green.
And that was one of the craziest things because they do that experiment where they'd put you on one leg and they'd push you and then they'd put the bracelet on your wrist and then they'd do the exact same thing and you wouldn't move the next time. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Was that all mental? And then you cut it open, there's literally nothing in it. It was just like a sticker.
Yeah.
What are they, copper?
No, the copper ones are
rubber.
different.
Okay. Next one here. Moving on. No, that's it. That's all I had.
Don't go to the next tab. Oh, don't click that. Exit. Oh.
The next one was actually the guy that I was going to talk about. Do you want to talk about it quickly? Do you guys want to do segments or do you?
No, probably not tonight.
No. Okay. Well, I'll just show you this guy quickly.
Yeah.
And I'll read what it had in the book about him. It's pretty funny. So this guy's name's Brian Barnes.
Doesn't he own Source of
Barnesy.
Sports in Brandon?
He does own Source of Sports in Brandon.
Barnesy.
Look at that style.
And so the book I'm reading is called Return to the Links or something. And it's actually about a caddy who caddied on the Euro Tour for a lot of years, kind of bouncing between different players. And so he just shares a whole bunch of different cool stories from different personalities on the Euro Tour. And I feel like nowadays, not only do we not get to hear about those guys from the olden days, but especially on the Euro Tour, we don't hear about any of those guys. So this is Brian Barnes. You can see he's look at this guy. Imagine golfing with
Dart
a pipe
in
in your
mouth?
mouth. Yes.
Unreal.
Snitty could have used a pipe. He used to burn his sleeves on every shirt with his darts in his mouth.
Who's this?
Snitty.
Oh boy. So this won't let me open it, unfortunately. Oh yeah, here it is. No, that's not it either. Slow it down. My phone always does this to me. It's because it's so low on space, it just won't open things in my Evernote. But anyways, the story was that he was always kind of dressing like, if you look at some of these pictures, you can see his style that he had. Where's that one in the glasses?
He looks like a beauty.
He does, like that picture. And so the story is that he would always talk to women in the crowd, like either ask them for a massage or like ask them for a recommendation for a massage. And he used to mark his ball with beer cans in tournaments. And so I thought it was pretty cool because his name was Brian Barnes, and he
In
just looks like
tournaments?
in tournaments he would mark his ball with a beer can.
Hey, don't click off that.
Wow.
Look what the caption says.
Brian Barnes dead. Ryder Cup hero who famously defeated Jack Nicklaus twice. Dead at age 74. So this guy beat Jack twice in the Ryder Cup.
Is that good?
And used to play with a pipe while playing golf, and used to mark his balls with a beer can.
Do you think Ricky Barnes is related to him?
He's a Euro Tour version of John Daly.
Pretty much. Seems like that.
Unreal.
I would like to do a little bit. I'd like to see a documentary on John Daly, a little bit deeper into his life and stuff that I don't think we've heard. But
hey,
look at
Rickman's comment there. When was the last time you saw someone with a pipe? And have you ever seen a lady with a pipe? I haven't. Personally,
I've never seen a lady with a pipe.
Maybe in like a movie.
Pipes used to be huge. Like, what was that in the 90s?
Yeah.
I
feel like all
a marijuana pipe.
Yeah, me too. But I like
tobacco
an old tobacco pipe.
I feel like they were a big deal, and then maybe the last time we caught them was in the 90s, and then like everybody who actually smoked the pipes died, so they just like all are gone now.
Trev, where do you work in the 90s?
Trev said his boss still smokes a pipe. That's wild.
That's hilarious.
They'd smell really weird too.
Trev,
I love the smell of pipes.
Trev, what do you work on, a steamboat?
Yeah.
So that'll be, I think that's going to be my segment going forward. Is I'm going to keep reading this book and try to look up some personalities that he talks about, and just scour the internet of interesting personalities from the old days to talk about. And I'm also, if I have something to talk about, something I think will be relevant, I'll tie it back to Bitcoin. But within the 88 Sats group, we're over 40 members now for one. So we're almost halfway there. Bon Jovi, I think we're going to play that. We're going to blast that when we're halfway there. But part of that is we're going to do a monthly meeting with the 88 Sats group as kind of like an investment group. So it's kind of going to be off tangent from 88 Sats. We're going to talk about a bunch of things, but we're going to have a monthly meeting specifically talking about those kind of stuff. So I'll probably save it for that and maybe give a few previews back and forth with the Kngdom podcast and kind of tie it together. Drums disappeared.
See you, Drums.
And yeah, I think it'll be good. So Cam says his boss retired a few years ago, smoked a pipe. So there are still some old boys there that are on the pipes.
Ain't nothing wrong with smoking pipes.
Good whiskey from Chez for sipping is a Spice Box chocolate whiskey. Never even heard of that before. Sounds delicious though. Okay.
My boss, great guy, huge ass, loves golf.
Neighbor the accountant.
That's what it is. Neighbor the accountant. Huge ass, loves golf.
One last comment from Dusty, and then we'll wrap her up here. It's 10 o'clock. Dusty says the underlying thing with hitting into the right quadrant is that you're going to be under the hole and have a decent look with your upcoming putt, especially at Clear Lake. Probably the biggest thing about Clear Lake is making sure you're below the hole. Very tough to do. But I mean, if you work on it throughout the year and kind of practice that kind of stuff, I think it spills over to it instead of last minute trying to adjust your game to be hitting quadrants at Clear Lake and Tamarack. But Dusty would know. The guy has won the Tamarack, I think, twice now at least. The men's one. You're on mute there, Reggie.
Tamarack champ.
Junior too.
Yeah. Junior?
Pretty sure he won the junior and the adult for sure a couple times. We got one junior champion within this chat too. Top right quadrant. Okay, let's shut her down before we get down.
Top right quadrant. All right. We should
Okay.
bail out
Or
here.
should we keep going? I got to drink. Do you guys still got anything left or not?
No.
I think we're off the rails.
I'm gonna have to chug this, and that's not gonna be good.
George
Well,
off the rails.
We can keep chatting
Which-
after, but we need to get off people's out of people's hair here.
I might just go solo here. If you guys want to leave, I'll just hang out with everybody in the chat.
Jesus.
I got to get off my phone. It's literally melting right now.
I got some more housekeeping. Just kidding, Drums. My
Okay,
bowling game's
whatever.
gone to shit. If anybody in the chat has any tips for bowling to get back into a comfort zone in there, let me know. I'm struggling bad in the league right now, letting the team down.
Chuck it harder.
I don't think that there's many bowlers in the crew here.
I said, let's get out of everybody's hair, and Chess says I don't have any fucking hair.
Okay, let's wrap her up. I got 2 sips left here. Drums, I'll probably be finished by the time you say goodbye. So thanks everybody once again in the chat. It was a pleasure tonight. Thanks for Bryce for all the triple comments. It makes a difference on our analytics end. So hopefully you can keep doing that. And
Take a
yeah,
chin shot, Reggie.
Drums, get us out of here.
Absolutely. Thank you, boys, for hanging out. Chat was bumping tonight, so let's keep it up, everybody. We will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat place. We will see you. Peace out, boys. Love you. Later.
Love you,
See you,
fellas.
boys.
See you next week.